Livia, thanks so much for taking some time to hang with me today. I appreciate it.
It's a pleasure, David. Thank you so much for inviting me to this amazing conversation. I'm very excited already.
You know what's amazing? And people, I just say this because people wouldn't necessarily know. You're in Ireland. I'm here in Southern California. We live in a small world. We can talk to anybody, anywhere, anytime. Isn't it amazing?
It is. And we are so interconnected with one another. And, we are always covering a big area, if I can say like that, from Europe to Asia, to United States. So we are part of the to the same soul family.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Okay, so I want to start off with a kind of a practical question before we dive into your story. And the question is, we got a lot of things going on in our world, right? I don't even have to mention all the challenging things. I'm just going to say a lot of things. What guidance would the Arcturian Council of Light give us in this moment?
We are moving through very deep waves of transformation at a collective level, and people are awakening. Millions of people are awakening on planet Earth, which is absolutely amazing. But as people are awakening, we need to activate as many light workers and light leaders and conscious creators actually to be of a support team for the ones that are awakening. So the Arcturian Council of Light is looking at 2024 and 2025 as being, very important years of transformation and embodiment for many people on this planet. And they are here to offer support through channelers like me, through beautiful, embodiment vessels of light like me that are here to anchor these heightened frequencies and to be part of the global community. So this year has been a powerful year of transformation. I have seen so many people accelerating, but in the same time, many people going through, a lot of healing process and transformation. And 2025, as we are heading toward 2027, which 2027 is a very important year in human evolution, we are accelerating. The collective consciousness of planet Earth is accelerating so fast. So, if before, like let's say in 2012, we had time to actually taste and enjoy the ascension and awakening process. Now everything is happening at such a high rate of acceleration that people don't really have time to integrate or to even realize what's happening around them. So 2025 is going to be a major year as well for many light workers. I'm excited with that we are bringing this knowledge and more information to our global community.
I love it. Okay, so for you actually describe yourself as a new Earth leader and 5D mentor. Now, I'm going to be asking some questions for those of us who maybe aren't fully immersed in this world. What does that mean? What does it mean to be a new Earth leader and a 5D mentor?
I teach about fifth dimensional consciousness, and my teachings are very much bridging quantum physics with spirituality. So I bring a lot of elements towards change and transformation from a consciousness perspective. So as part of my mission with the Arcturian Council of Light, I'm here to activate leaders into their divine service and to fully embody who they truly are. And for that embodiment to happen, we are going through this, helping them to shift consciousness. So, my title is Fifth Dimensional Mentor because I'm teaching everything from the fifth dimensional onwards, and I'm trying to bridge with the third and the fourth dimension. And also, I am one of the ambassadors of the New Earth Leader. And what New Earth means this new age, new paradigm of consciousness and a new paradigm of transformation that we are stepping into, a new paradigm of change and reformation, because new world is created. So we are calling it New Earth, but actually what it means, it is New Earth, it is a time-space reality continuum, it is a time and space, but in the same time, it's a state of consciousness that we are embodying. So this is, I'm using in my title, in essence, the work that I'm actually providing to the world.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you referenced 3D, 4D, 5D, 7D. Whew, you didn't even mention 6D. I think 6 is feeling left out, all right? So talk to me about all these Ds and break it down. Break every one of them down. Tell me what the difference is between 3, 4, 5. Skip a 6 and go to 7. And why, not only break down what they are, but why is it helpful for us to think in these terms?
That's a very good question. The Arcturian Council of Light told me, and the Sirius Council of Light, through the teachings that I have received from them, and that we know our human consciousness, because it's very much mind oriented. We need a hierarchy of existence for us to understand, because our human race is more motivated by progress, by development, by growth, by curiosity. And we always are tracking our evolution through different systems, hierarchic systems. So these are dimensions of existence. They all exist in the now, but our human consciousness is not able to actually grasp that concept that everything is happening in the now. So we need to break it down into a linear form, right, into different dimensions of existence, and to explain, what's the transformation and transition from a linear existence into a circular quantum existence. And this is where the Ds are coming into play, right? So the third dimension is just the linear existence that we are having, and the perception of time and space as being, present and past and future. And many people in the third dimension, they believe that they have only one life, that they exist actually, and they live into one reality, and there is only one life that they are experiencing right now. While when we are shifting consciousness, when people are awakening, are ascending, are starting to heal and starting to open up the spectrum of perception, they are realizing that they actually, in the moment now, there are infinite realities that they are stepping into. And this is actually the first connection, the fourth dimensional bridge, where there is an awareness, or through the physical senses, the seven senses, we start actually to experience different realities or multiple realities in the same time. And this is the first point into connection to a fourth dimension and the fourth dimensional bridge. The fourth dimension is not, why am I calling it a bridge? Because it is not a time and space where, for example, there are worlds, and it's merely like an acceleration. It's like a bridge where humans are transitioning into activating themselves and activating their consciousness and tapping into their multidimensional grid, and start connecting with high realms of existence, from the angelic realm to, other star civilizations, star nations, starseed alliances, guardians and keepers of light, and, consciousness that is expressed at different dimensions. So the fourth dimensional bridge is like a training platform for humanity. And this is why I'm not, you mentioned that I didn't said about 6D. I skipped 6D, or you said that there's no 6 here. And the reason is that because four dimension and 6 dimension are the same, are bridges in between dimensions. So they are not like a time and space where there are planets and constellations and, galaxies and so on, and interdimensional civilizations that we can explore and travel. And then the fifth dimensional consciousness, it's actually a platform, a time-space reality where we are experiencing different planets and Earth civilizations, right? Because Earth exists in its multidimensional expression, like from the third, fourth, 5, 6, 7, 12, and so on and so forth. But on the fifth, this is where we are transitioning from the old Earth into the new Earth, from the old paradigm into the new paradigm. And what does that mean? It means that we start to activate our fifth dimensional abilities. We start to activate our chakric system. We start to activate our crown chakra and connecting with our soul and star families. We start to actually have, abilities that are beyond the physical senses, like our perceptual field, our understanding, our third eye is completely open, and we are interacting with reality differently. So on the fifth dimension, we are interacting with the world differently. We start to become deliberate co-creators of our own realities. We start to actually, embody a higher version of consciousness. We start to interact with angelic realms and all other realms effortlessly. Actually, from the angelic realm, because you mentioned a little bit about your past and so on, Archangel Michael has always been so close to me, and he always has been protecting me and guiding me and keeping me safe within like the third dimension of existence, like, other beautiful archangels and angels and ascended masters. And when we are in the fifth dimensional consciousness, we actually shortcut the communication with them. It's like they are closer to us. We are bridging the gap. And that's absolutely amazing, because this is when, in the fifth dimension, a civilization fully opens up into allowing to explore evolution at the quantum level, or interact with other realms of existence in the same time, in the same incarnation, in the same time-space reality. And that's brilliant. And then from the seventh dimension onwards, there are civilizations of light, like the seventh dimension Arcturian Council of Light, which is the Council of Light I trans channel, that they are, completely non-physical. From the fifth dimensional onwards, we are given the opportunity if you want to stay in physical or non-physical. And for example, the Arcturian Council of Light, when they were on the fifth, they were given the opportunity if they want to stay physical or non-physical at will. So from the seventh dimensional onwards, there are mostly councils of light that they don't have a physical form. They're flowing as consciousness. They're flowing as one. They're interconnected with source God frequency, and they serve incredibly, because they start serving not only planet Earth, but they serve at interdimensional level so many planets and so many civilizations. I'm trying to fit in a short 5 minutes the entire ontology of dimensions, but here it is.
My goodness. Okay, so I'm hearing now, I'm just going to recap this for myself. Third D, it's the reality that we live in. Fourth D, it's the bridge. Fifth D, now you're becoming more aware of the fact that, there might be other lifetimes. There's other spirits and angels and things that you can connect with. And do you find that the bridge from 3D to 5D, kind of that process, it seems like that could happen through sound, could be an introduction to that, meditation, breath work, medicine, right? Medicine seems like the fast one, like the shortcut from 3D to 5D. Would you say that's true?
It is, yes. But, for example, for myself, I didn't do any of this. I didn't use any of these practices. People are saying, oh, you are the lucky one, the chosen one. I'm not lucky and I'm not chosen. I feel like just got activated differently. But for a normal human being that is following, this process, and I'm saying this, I want to go back and then I'm gonna return of this thought. What I want to say is that, yes, meditation, breath work, sound technology, water technology, everything is kind of helping into shifting people's consciousness and awakening them right from the third dimension. But in the future, as the frequency of the planet is so much elevating, and Gaia consciousness is elevating so fast, and all the kingdoms of nature is elevating at the same time, like the human kingdom, animal kingdom, plant kingdom, mineral kingdom. People in the future will be able to actually awaken super fast with nothing, like just maybe pranayama, like, breath work and prana, bringing prana, life force energy into their bodies, learning to actually drink and connect with water frequency differently, like through water only, through air, through the elements, the air, the water, the sun frequency, laying down on the earth and so on. But we at the collective, as a collective, like at the collective level right now, yes, people do need these practices. For example, the fastest way, as you have said, it is plant medicine. When someone is, ingesting and co-creating with ayahuasca or San Pedro or psilocybin or any, like all plant teachers that are like they are helping them to actually open up that portal, right? Like to fully connect, like open up their third eye and their crown chakra, and start to actually like connect with other realities and start to see themselves in their full expression. But what I found, what's important is that the integration after a session of plant medicine is very important, because many people, as you see, like many people went into South America and they are doing, like, there is all over the world right now plant medicine, right? But who is guiding, and how you are introduced and how you are embodying, how you are integrating that experience, extremely important. And I would say, if you would ask me what I would recommend, I would recommend more breath work and meditation and Tai Chi and Qigong and yoga and, things that are more, how to say, like that is opening human consciousness gradually to this vast space of existence, because when you believe that you are living in a box and suddenly you open up to the entire multiverse of existence, you can feel scared and lost within that space,
Yes.
if you don't have a guide or guidance to see how to navigate and how to integrate that, the mind can go into different processes. Yes.
Yes. Okay. So, quick story that's going to lead me into, I want to hear your story, is I, in the last couple of years, took some mediumship training, right? Started kind of like dabbling and experiencing that. Then went to a channeling, like 10-week in-person channeling experience. And I felt really connected to that. And then a couple months ago, after going through that process, and I had a couple of, let's just call them unseen friends that I was hanging out with, right, for a bit. I went to a medicine ceremony, and in the middle of the medicine ceremony, Olivia, I popped up because everybody's laying there, right, chilling in the living room with the candles, and it's a spiritual experience. And I popped up. I started speaking in tongues involuntarily. Could not, like, now I have spoken in tongues since I was 18 in a Christian context. I popped up, it's coming out of my mouth. I can't help it coming out of my mouth. And then I knew there was something, my head turned to the right. It was cranked hard. I couldn't control it. And then out of me starts to come messages for every single person in the room. That was involuntary, Livia. I could not stop it. I could just, was just coming. It was just coming. I channeled for like an hour, just all of these messages to individual people. It was exhausting. It was amazing. It was exhilarating. It felt like bliss. And I was like, whoa. And since then, right, I'm able to tap into that, not at the same level as when I was that medicine, right? So I participate with an individual on a weekly basis where we have someone come sit and we channel messages to them. But, I'm operating in like, I know you're not from America, but we have this like little kids play baseball in this thing called T-ball, where you put the ball on top of a tee and then you hit it. I'm in the T-ball league. Okay. You're in the major leagues. You're like crushing it. You're like, yeah. So here's what I want to hear. How did this come into your life? How did this, we're kind of backtracking in time now. How did this come into you? Like start channeling, like, was it just like, hey, you were like one day shopping and then all of a sudden the Arcturian Council of Light shows up? Or is it a gradual process? Like, I mean, it sounds a little far out. I'm just going to tell you, but I believe it because I'm doing it myself with these craziness, right? Come on, tell me the story.
So, just to go back a little bit to your experience, I think that the plant medicine just opened up the channel and allowed this consciousness to flow through you, and probably was serving and was amazing for everyone receiving the messages. But how it happened to me, I actually went through a burnout in 2016. So in 2016, something major happened. It was an event. It was not a gradual process. I didn't anticipate it, planned, dreamed, imagine, even had any idea about what could have happened to me. But in 2016, I actually fainted on the couch. I was working for corporate America, and I was in Ireland because I was 6 months in Palo Alto, 6 months in Ireland, and I fainted on the couch at 6 o'clock in the morning before going into a meeting. And when I woke up, I started to hear like millions of voices speaking in my head, and I had this process for like 3 months. For 3 months, I was in the process. I was helped by here in Ireland by an incredible earth angel that he was strategically placed into my life by spirit to actually guide me onto this path. And at the end of these 3 months, I start to hear the Arcturian Council of Light, the Sirius Council of Light, my higher self, and my ego mind. Like there are 4 voices.
Hold on, I want to make sure I'm catching this. Arcturian Council of Light. What's the second one?
Sirius Council of Light.
How do I spell that?
It's Sirius.
Sirius Council. Yep. Okay. Gotcha.
Like a Sirius star.
I gotcha. I'm just making sure I'm tracking. Okay. So you got the Arcturian Council of Light. You got the Sirius Council. Now, do you know when they're speaking to you? Did you say, "Who is this that's speaking to me?"
Oh, yes.
And then they tell you.
Oh yes,
Yeah, I've
yes.
had that experience. I know that. Okay, keep going.
Yeah, so for like I start to hear them all, and then the voice that actually start to have a conversation with me was the Sirius Council of Light. So Sirius, it's a 12-dimensional civilization from Sirius B, a collective consciousness, that they start training me for 1 year in preparation of becoming a trans channel for the Arcturian Council of Light. So the Arcturian Council of Light said to them in that moment, to the Sirius Council, because I was hearing the conversations in my head. It's like, we thank you that you found her. We were tracking her for a long time. And I'm going to tell you the story of tracking. So the Arcturian Council was tracking me for a long time. Sirius Council found me and they said, now you can start training her. So Sirius Council actually starts training me day and night for 1 year.
What's happening when you say training? Like what's going on? You're still in corporate America, and then you've got these voices like, this sounds crazy.
Yes.
Tell me what happened.
Well, the thing is that I couldn't go back. So when that burnout happened, when I start to hear them, I took a break because I just couldn't go back to that version of me. Because it was very confusing and I felt like my reality was altered. I don't know who I am, what's happening. Like, everything started to destabilize. I didn't feel stable within my heart and soul to see what's going on. So after, when they start actually to speak with me, I let go of my job. Like I completely resign and let go of my entire life, After 6 months of being in this process, I let go because I realized I just cannot go back to work in corporate America at all. And I cannot be that person because the identities start to melt. So I was not that person anymore. I didn't know who I am, but definitely I was not that. And that the training that the Sirius Council did with me, it was, I can hear them in my head the way I'm speaking with you. So it was, I build a relationship with them until they start training me, because I didn't know who they are. It's like, who are you guys? And why am I hearing you in my head? I am, and I used to be a very practical, logical, grounded person.
Yeah, there's no way that was you.
I didn't had any connection with spirituality. I don't know what channeling is. I was not doing any spiritual practices. I was not connected at all.
They just showed up one day.
Just like this.
Okay,
Bang.
did your family must have thought you were do they still think you're nuts? Do they still think you're crazy?
No, not right now. And I will tell you why. I have two things that I have to tell you. But yes, for 1 year, my mother didn't speak with me because she thought that I'm losing my mind. Because when I resigned my corporate job and, I spoke my truth. I just couldn't hide who I am anymore. And I told my mother that I'm trans-channeling, an interdimensional civilization for the second dimension and so on. My mother didn't understood anything. And she was just said, I don't know what phase in your life are you in, but we are not going to have a conversation until you are going to come back to yourself. And of course, I couldn't come back to myself because I don't know what myself is anymore, right? But let me tell you a little bit because I want to go back when I said about tracking, that the Arcturian Council of Light were tracking and I couldn't find me. So it seems that I was incarnated on this planet with 745,000 Arcturian soul in the same time. So 745,000. And when we incarnated on this planet, we actually, some of us, they had like such a how to say a mission that is so important that they didn't put any tracking device, let's put it that way, into us. So it was a matter of, we know these people are extremely advanced from our civilization, and we will let them awaken, and we know that they will remember who they are and they will make contact with us. So that was the how the Arcturians sent me onto planet Earth. It's like she's not to be found. And I have huge layers of protections of my mission on this planet because of the access that I have, So they actually sent me, it's like we send her like into the unknown, and we are not putting any tracking device on any imprint and any implant or anything into her, and she will contact us. Of course, that when I was 33 years old, and this is when happened, 33 years old, the Sirius Council of Light found me. I don't even know how they found me, but they found me. And then the Arcturians like, oh my God, we are looking for her for such a long time. Thank you for finding her. because I was meant to be activated, and I was activated just like this. It was no gradual process. Like, you have to start being into your mission. And then I had all the remembrance of who I am. But it seems that it didn't click in, as they thought. Like, the plan was not, when you go into the third dimension and you incarnate, you never know how it's going to work out. Like, you go there with a set of information that you are going to remember and so on, but you never know, because you never know. It's very unknown. Nobody can control the paradigm, like the third dimensional laws and so on. It's kind of it's a risk, right? So this is just to go back a little bit about telling you about. Thank you for finding her. And then you ask me, how it was to be trained, what that training means with the Sirius Council of Light. Well, after I developed a relationship with them, because I asked them 1 million questions, and, why do they want to train me, and who they are, and, what is their mission, what is their intention, what is their purpose. I asked them a million of questions, because I was just like, I think I'm going crazy, but if I'm not going crazy, at least I'm going to ask a series of questions like normal human beings will ask. So I started to ask them, and they were like laughing and so on. And they were saying like, you know what? We like that. We like that you are not considering us just like a higher power, and you are surrendering to us quickly, like humans have done for thousands of years. When very high advanced civilizations came from starships, or and people were falling down on their knees thinking they are God or gods. So I didn't have that attitude. I said, okay, I know God, source consciousness, because I was a religious person before. I love to go to monasteries and church and so on. And my connection with the angelic realm was in my own way, but not in that way. So I didn't surrender to them straight away, and they asked me so many questions, and I asked them so many questions. So we build a relationship, we started to build a relationship.
I got to stop you, because when you say I ask questions, they ask questions, are you in a meditative, I assume like a meditative trance-like state? And how did you learn to get into that state?
No. So they made an access point into my consciousness, into my pineal gland, into my heart consciousness, and I'm hearing them in my head the way I'm speaking with you. So it's a conscious conversation.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
With the Sirius Council of Light. With the Arcturian Council of Light is the same, but I also trans-channeled them. Mm-hmm. And they had been working on me. So I didn't learn this from a human being. The Sirius Council trained me into going into a trance. Mm-hmm. But the training was not physical, was not like lesson 1, take your notes and write. No, it was not like that. It was like code, like frequencies, beaming. They were beaming frequencies. So this was part of my training. But it was, before my training started, it was a relationship that we built. Like I'm like, hey, if you want to be my friend, let's just get to know each other. Mm-hmm. So this is how we got to know each other. And, I was testing the trust. Like I was testing them a lot. I was testing them very much, to actually see if they have an ulterior motive, and if they are coming from the dark or the light, because I really didn't even know with who I'm speaking with. So it was a building up relationship. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And at what point then did you decide, okay, I'm going to turn this into kind of like a offering, for lack of a better word? It sounds really crass, but like a business, right? Something that you're offering, a coaching offering. At what point did you decide to go down that road?
Yeah, actually in 2017, I started to be a trans channel. So I started to trans channel the Arcturian Council of Light. Moment when the Sirius Council took a step back and said, we trained her, we did our part. Now you stay with your soul and star family. And in 2018, I started to actually share this work in Ireland and England and Spain and Portugal. Actually, I started traveling in Europe and sharing this work. And I didn't even know at the beginning, it's like, how am I going to share this, because it was such an unusual thing, and in my before like learning about Bashar and Abraham Hicks and, all known worldwide channelers, I didn't know how to bring this to the world. So it was, I started doing workshops and so on. So in 2019, there were so many people that were coming to me, because I was offering one-to-one sessions, and there were so many that I said, oh my God, I need to create something, because I cannot actually do this one-to-one or workshops and events. It was just too much. So in 2019, I created a business from this. And I don't really like to call it business, but it is business. In the end, it's a divine service. It's a way of is a more structured interface, like an interface from which I'm able to actually help more people.
The channeling course that I went to for that 10 weeks was with Sean Randall here in Los Angeles. She channels a being named Torah, and Bashar was trained by her. And so she's, quite up there in years, and what a privilege to be with her. Man, my mind is just blown, Livia. Yeah, what an amazing mission that you are on, and I feel so connected as you're sharing. I'm like, I don't know what the feeling is. It's such an interesting feeling to have as you speak. So talk to me about, you were recently on Beyond Belief with George Norrie to share about something called Arcturian liquid light technology. What is this? What is this technology, and how would it actually help the average person?
Right. So, the Arcturian Council is using different technologies that is helping people shift their consciousness from sound to color technology to crystalline light technology to liquid light technology to different chambers of light. They have different chambers of light for healing, of rejuvenation and transformation and embodiment. Like there is like technology, right? So the liquid light technology is actually a substance like frequency that is being beamed into physical body through their chakric system, and especially is connecting their pineal gland with their heart chakras. And it's like a triangle created in between the pineal gland, the heart, and then the sides of the triangle is going and connect the medulla oblongata. So it's like a technology that is helping people to actually start awakening, but more like piercing through the quantum field and being able to actually start seeing other realities. So I'm working, when in my programs, I'm using different technologies from the 7th dimension in helping people shift their consciousness. And then, the difference between the way I trans-channel the Arcturian Council of Light compared with other people, like other people are actually have this role of like where the consciousness comes and there is a Q&A and there is a lot of talking and a lot of entertaining, right? Like the Arcturian Council doesn't like to entertain. They just come through. They are very, very precise. They just come through and then they start doing activations of people. It's actually shifting people's consciousness on the spot, and helping them to elevate and so on. At the end, yes, they explain, like a lot of, even when they do the activation, they explain step by step what they are doing, and they offer Q&A, but they are very precise, and the Arcturians as a civilization, they are very advanced technologically and just very precise, and they like to be direct and precise. They do like quantum surgeries and using their technology to help humanity, the ones that are ready, because not everyone is ready to receive them. That's something that we always need to actually bring into conversation. Not everyone. For example, if even a non-awakened human being is coming to me right now and said, help me to shift my consciousness, it's like it doesn't match, because the 7-dimensional technology only works with people that are able to access the 4-dimensional bridge. Yeah. So it's very advanced in a way,
Right. Could you channel like right now? Like would that, like you could, like do you have the ability to go, yep, I'm going to go ahead and just like close my eyes and I'm going to go ahead and channel? Like, is that an ability that you have?
Well, it doesn't happen just like that, it's a process. So for example, for me to go into a trance, I'm taking you or the audience into a guided meditation. And, maybe after like 5-7 minutes, I'm able to go into a trance. So it's not instantly, it's not an instant. And also when I go into a trance, I don't remember anything. So when the Arcturian Council of Light comes, they say it's like a switch. I leave, they come, and I'm placed in between dimensions, in between, like I'm mostly on the 6-dimensional bridge, in between the 5th and the 7th. So my soul just rests there, and then they come back, And when I come back, I have no recollection of time and space, how much time has passed, or anything that they transmitted. So I have to rewatch the recordings, with like everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you want to go through a trance channeling right now, we need more time. That definitely, like to
What?
get to it.
I got the time. I mean, if you want to, do you want to do it, or you want to do it another time?
I am open either way. If you have 1-2 questions for the Arcturian Council of Light, they will be super happy to answer.
Okay. I need a question, is what you're saying.
Yes, you need to ask them, like they come and say, hey, okay, we are here. How can we help?
Okay, I've got a question.
All right,
Do I
okay.
ask you right now, or do I wait until you're gone?
No, you have to tell them, because even if you tell me, I'm out.
You wouldn't remember.
So you'll have a conversation with them. Okay, are you ready for this?
I feel nervous, and I feel excited, and I feel a little emotional, actually. Whoa. Okay.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready.
All right. So gently close your eyes. Bring your awareness to your breathing now. Inhale through your nostrils and out through your mouth. Let go of everything that is not serving you in this moment in time. Let go of all ideas, expectations, worries, fears. And with each breath you are taking in, just invite prana, life force energy, chi, into your heart. With each breath you are taking in, just let your heart open up more and more. And now, with your higher self permission and your human consciousness permission, we will activate your column of ascension, golden crystalline light energy from the great central sun, traveling down through the stargate of our sun, and going through your galactic star portal, soul star portal, higher self portal, down into your crown. And let this golden light now to go through your third eye and your pineal gland. Let it flow through your throat, your higher heart, the space below the neck and above your physical heart. And let it now go into Anahata, your physical heart. Let this golden light now open up your heart fully. And let this golden light now to travel through your chakric system, your solar plexus, sacral, root, down onto your legs, knees, and feet. And from the sole of your feet, just let the golden light to travel through the layers of the earth, through the Elven realm, Lemurian realm, until it's meeting the crystal core of planet Earth. And we will anchor today's transmission into the 5th dimensional crystal core. And now see this golden light traveling through the layers of the earth until it's getting onto the other side of the planet, splitting into at the bottom and encompassing the earth into a toroidal form and coming back into your central column of ascension. And now bring your awareness to your heart consciousness and expand your heart now. Electromagnetic field of your heart, 5 meters all around you, front and back, left and right, piercing through everything that is matter, and allow now your outside environment to melt, to dissolve, as it will reconstruct as we are coming back into a new version of ourselves after this transmission. I now invite to join us Council of Light from Arcturus, Council of Light from Sirius from the 12th dimension, Pleiadian constellation, 7 stars, Maya, Vika constellation, Lyra, Andromeda, Galactic Federation, Star Nation, Starseed Alliances, Archangel Michael, Raphael, Uriel, Metatron, Zadkiel, Sandalphon, Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene, Kwani, and Isis. Please join us in this space and create a vortex of light all around us. Only high vibrational frequencies to connect to us now. I now ask permission from the spirits of this land where I reside to anchor Arcturian frequency in the core of the earth through the earth grids. I now ask permission from the spirits of the land where David resides to anchor Arcturian frequency in the core of the earth through the earth grids as well. May today's transmission be for the highest good of our individual consciousnesses, for the highest good of the collective, and for the highest good of all. I now ask the Arcturian Council of Light, my star family, to flow into my body. And here we are, dear ones. Council of Light from Arcturus, connecting to you in this time-space reality. Dear beloved David, we were riding the wave of excitement and anticipation, knowing that you will call us here. And here we are indeed. Everything is possible when you believe. And you never stop believing. And you transformed what is impossible into possible. So, do you have any question for us?
What is my mission here on this earth?
Dear beloved one, you have served with devotion, with belief, with attentiveness to your heart. And your service didn't stop. It just took another nuance. But this nuance, it is more satisfactory for you and more real. But you see, dear beloved one, your belief is taking you further and further, higher and higher. The belief that you have into your inner source, frequency, power. Your mission here on planet Earth is to bridge in between dimensions and communities of existence and belief system. You are a bridge in between communities of people that are expressing different interests in faith. But you are an angelic embodiment of love and hope and faith. You had always been. Allow yourself to release the expectations, even the guilt of how you had believed for things to unfold. The path you are walking, and you walked was always right. There is no right or wrong. But as a bridge between communities and humans and other civilizations, allow yourself to expand into this new nuance of your mission. And trust that inner faith and power within, what that is driving you every day. The curiosity for answers beyond the limitations of some texts. The feeling that is always present into your heart that cannot be contained into the old paradigm. Templates of the old paradigm. You are leading the way for many people. And many will follow you. You never, ever stop to be the angelic light for many. Even though you thought and believed that this might happen. No. This initiative, this project that you are now creating, and other projects and collaborations that will come in your reality will open up so many avenues for this divine service of yours. And your service never stopped to be divine. Now it becomes even more precise. Do you have any other question for us?
How do I open myself up to be more of a channel of love and healing to others?
Allow the frequencies of your higher self to flow through you. Allow and expand the energies that you sometimes feel through your body. The connection is already created. It is more for you to trust and practice, as well as opening up towards becoming a pure vessel of light, entails entrainment. So you need to entrain yourself every day with your breath work. Not so much meditation. You are always in a meditative state. But breath work is opening up your pranic tube and all the chakric system for you to hold this channeling frequency more into your body. And trust it more. Listen more to all the guidance and messages and synchronicities that you are receiving. Always ask who wants to flow through you. It is indeed your higher self and angelic realm and other civilization, your star family. But always ask. This embodiment that we are streaming through now, we are calling her Elva. This is her higher self name. Always asked who we are, why we are here. Because, dear beloved one, not every civilization that can easily stream through you is in your higher interest and or of this planet, of the best interest of this planet. So always ask. And this is an important message for all light workers that want to become conscious or trans-channeling, conscious channelers or trans-channelers. There is a lot of infiltration in the spiritual community at the global level and multidimensional level. And understand that each and one of you have a free will, who and what you let flow through you. Precision is important. Discernment is very important. To discern the frequencies and energies that are flowing through you is essential. And this can only come with entrainment and awareness.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
If you have no other questions for us, we will release ourselves from this vessel. It was a pleasure to co-create with you, dear beloved David. From the regions where we reside, we are sending you our love embrace. Feel it now. Namaste, dear one.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
How do you feel?
I feel seen, curious, confirmed. Yeah.
I actually forgot to tell you that the way I trans channel, because they are quite they're quite a presence. It's very different than myself, right? My human consciousness. Like they are like very dynamic, and my voice is changing into a male voice, and it's a different presence, right? So they feel sometimes for many people intimidating, but
It's pretty
if you
intense.
if you connect to them through your heart consciousness, it's like, and you actually let go of the form of what they do, because they use a lot of my hands and they draw all this technology and sign language. They create like technology as they speak, particularly for different, like for this transmission. But yeah, they can be quite a presence.
Yeah, on a heart spiritual level, like I found like, okay, just close your eyes and just receive, which is what I did. But then on kind of more of a 3D human level, I'm like, did she just hit herself? I think she just hit herself. Like,
Yes.
and the breathing, right, is so intense. How do you, I don't even know what the question is. What's the hitting? What's the breathing? How is that, how's that helping things?
So, many people are actually asking, it's like, oh my God, they hit your body. It's like they do this, but it's not like, it's not hurtful. Like I don't feel any pain, when this is the entry and the exit point, because they made an access point within my heart consciousness and my higher heart. So they activate the technology. It's the only way that my soul can actually go and they can come in. That's the only way.
Okay.
Like, yeah. And the breathing, this is how they breathe through my body. So it's nothing that I learned. And I'm like, it's not controllable in any way. Like I cannot control because I'm not aware of what's going on. So this is how they breathe through me, It's very unique, and unusual. And for many people, it's like, wow, what is that?
Yeah.
But yes.
I think one of the questions that was coming to me on more the 3-dimensional level, and this is a bit what I struggle with, and for everyone listening, thank you for letting me just, take over this conversation. It's all about me now. I love this. Thank you. Is, one part of me goes, oh, well, they're referring to all things that you and I talked about before our conversation started on the podcast. So is that her just tapping into the things that you and I talked about? Or is that really them having insight into my situation? Like that's the 3D mind working, right? The 5D part's going, wow, this is like really confirmation of the things that I've been thinking about and so forth.
Yeah. So they are always, experiencing reality through me. So they're always listening, they're always here. And, when you are connecting with them from a third dimensional perspective, like from the mind, when you connect with them from the mind or listen to the conversation from the mind, it's always a fear, and it's always fear. Like if you connect with them from the mind, there'll be a lot of fear and doubt, and like you'll feel uncomfortable and confused. And but when you listen to the transmission, maybe you re-listen to the transmission from your heart consciousness, and also for the ones that are able to listen to this like a couple of times, you will start to receive information beyond the words. Like you will start to actually feel into your body, Yeah. Like start to feel into your body the precision, the direction, everything that they are actually sharing. And sometimes, my students, when they go back and re-listen to the transmissions, they start to hear things that they never heard before. Like in the live transmission, it's like coded at multidimensional level. You start to actually see images and connect to the transmissions differently, So it's a journey, like where you go back to re-listen, and I'm inviting you to actually, because you will re-listen, and maybe the audience as well.
Sure.
You will connect with it differently. And that's my invitation, to connect with it from your heart consciousness.
Okay. I want to draw people's attention to several different things. One of the things that I'm really excited about is you're going to be at Conscious Life Expo in February of 2025 and probably in years afterwards. And then after we hear about that, I want to hear about your individual program, Soul Mission Accelerator and Wealth Consciousness. So real quick, what are you doing at Conscious Life Expo? How can people go and hear you, and what are you talking about?
Yeah, so at Conscious Life Expo, I will be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for 3 days. I have a lecture, a workshop, and a panel discussion. And we will be diving deep with the Arcturian Council of Light in trans-channeling and also activating people into their heart consciousness, but also bringing more seven-dimensional technologies. So this year, the Conscious Life Expo, it was the first time that we actually went into this expo, and we tried to make it a little bit more digestible for the public. So we only did like an heart consciousness activation, but next year we'll go a little bit more advanced and share more about seven-dimensional technologies, multidimensionality, how to actually embody practical tools, and like get people into a more deeper connection with themselves and with the Arcturian Council. And also, speaking about my programs, I have 2 programs that I'm currently running right now, Soul Mission Accelerator and Well Consciousness. Soul Mission Accelerator is for, awakened human beings, 5th-dimensional visionaries that are here to fully get activated into their divine soul mission on planet Earth. So we go with them through a journey of, working with them at all layers, levels, and dimension of consciousness, from their subconscious mind to conscious to superconscious. So we take them through a journey from the 3rd into the 7th dimension, which is very, very amazing, and connecting them with their soul and star families. Many people within this program are opening to channel, and they are, starting to bring forth their gifts and talents and what they are here to do on this planet. And Wealth Consciousness Mastermind is a 6-month program, and it's also for light workers that, they are already activated and they already are connected with their, soul and star families, and they want to build a 5th-dimensional business for them, and then to tap more into abundance and leadership codes. And for this year in October, I'm organizing a live event in Boca Raton, Florida for Well Consciousness. So I'm creating like a beautiful stage event with over 100 people coming over and international speakers, yet sharing more the message of well consciousness, which I'm super excited about. Yeah.
And you've got some retreats coming up to Greece and Ireland.
Yes, 2025 on April, we have a beautiful VIP luxury retreat. I love to bring people into experiencing what wealth is at different levels. And then in Ireland, we will have a retreat in like going and doing some grid work on different stone circles and beautiful energetic points on this beautiful island of Ireland. Yes.
Okay. You can check out Livia Devi. Where should they connect with you?
My website, liviadevi.com, Facebook, and YouTube, Livia Devi, on Instagram, Arcturians Channeling. This is my, my name, and also Livia Devi. LinkedIn as well. So if you are on LinkedIn, you just send me a message on Livia Devi. I'm looking forward to connecting with you all, guys.
Yeah, it's a great place to start after this conversation. I would even encourage you guys to go to Livia's website, liviadevi.com. And then on that site, she's got multiple free like activations and all kinds of amazing things. You put in your email and she'll send you a link to the video. So Livia, wow, what a gift it has been to connect with you and to receive the channeling from the Arcturian Council of Light. I just appreciate it so much. And I'm excited to see you at Conscious Life Expo.
Thank you so much, David, for having me here and for this beautiful conversation and the emergence of the Arcturian Council of Light that was not even planned, but I love it. Thank you so much.